Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
How are you all?
Good, ma'am.
Ashish has a wide smile. What happened? Hmm?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Just simply happy?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so any doubt till now? Trait approaches, type approaches, self? No chance. Very good children. No doubt at all. Okay. So we start with psychodynamic approach today. And as I said before, whose theories comes under this one, under this topic?
Sigmund Freud.
Sigmund Freud. Louder, please.
Sigmund Freud.
Sigmund Freud, yeah. So write down next topic, psychodynamic approach. Ashish, which all approaches did we already complete?
Right. Yeah.
Huh?
Right approach.
What approach? Tight.
Right.
Trait. Then.
Right.
Trait and
Type. Type.
trait.
Type.
Type. Okay. Trait approach and type approach. Now
Type.
I heard, man. Trait and type. Correctly. Now the next one is psychodynamic approach. And whose theories are coming up? Sigmund Freud. Uh, who's here? Elvina, tell me the spelling of Freud.
Freud.
Hmm?
Freud.
Freud or UED?
UED.
UED. Fix one.
PUD.
Freud. Sigmund Freud. Okay. What do you know about this theory? What do you know about Freud?
Develop psychoanalysis.
Developed
Psychoanalysis.
psychoanalysis. Then, what is psychoanalysis?
To bring a person unconsciousness into consciousness.
Oh. Who told you that?
Read that. I read that part.
You read that part. Okay. Then, Elvina says psychoanalysis means to bring the unconscious into the consciousness. Okay. Then, did you read how do we bring unconscious to the consciousness? No. Okay. Then, what is unconscious and conscious? Anybody can tell. What is unconscious?
Conscious
Ah.
state is a state in which
Hmm.
we are doing things knowingly.
Knowingly. Any other answer? Modifications? Ashish is telling something. Please unmute and tell. That's the only way I can hear what you're telling. Tell, man. Unmute.
Soul is connected to the mind.
Huh?
Soul is connected to mind.
Soul is connected to mind. So what?
Conscious.
That is
Conscious.
conscious. Why? Like in what sense? In what context are you telling that?
Okay.
Simply.
Very.
Simply. Why are you smiling? Simply. Why did soul and mind come together? Simply. Wonderful. Okay, Amal. Good evening.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have your tea?
No.
Why?
My 5 o'clock is the time for tea.
5 o'clock is the time for tea. Okay, fine. Okay, you tell me. What is conscious and what is unconscious?
My conscious means we are doing something purposefully.
Purposefully.
But in
Somebody told
unconscious,
knowingly, somebody told purposefully. Okay, then.
ma'am, my
Hmm.
unconscious means just like we are asleep or sometimes we does not know what we are doing or
Okay, fine. Any other better answers or modifications of this? Speak up, speak up. Otherwise, I'll stand and sleep.
And for conscious, we are
Hmm.
aware that what we are doing. For unconscious, like unconscious, we don't know. Like we are not awake.
We are not awake. Then we do that while sleep.
No, we like for conscious, we are aware like what we are doing, speaking and
So if for conscious we are aware, then for unconscious we would be
not aware of it.
unaware of it. Okay, then.
If we do something in an unconscious way, after some time we'll think, why did we do that?
Okay, then. Sneha, any inputs?
Unconscious can be in the state of sleep or fainted. We don't know what is going through us,
Huh?
and we are not in a state of thinking or doing. And conscious is like we can get it.
Hmm. Okay. Have you heard about pre-conscious? Pre-conscious? How many of you have heard of pre-consciousness? I told you to read. It's there in the textbook. Pre-conscious. Amal has started the daily routine, turning over the pages. Okay, now another question. Give me some examples of conscious, unconscious, anything. Whichever you like, you pick up. If you want to say both, you can. How would you explain what is conscious and unconscious with example?
Conscious, talking to someone.
Are you conscious now when you're talking to me?
Yes,
Why?
because that present moment,
Just a moment.
talking by knowingly,
You are knowing that you're talking. Okay. And unconscious?
unconscious, like while sleeping, dreaming.
What are you unconscious about now? Everybody tell me one thing that you are unconscious about now. Okay, I'll start with Amal. Tell me one thing that you're unconscious about right now.
I just remember that I kept the specs. That's an issue.
You're unconscious that you're wearing a specs, spectacles. Okay. Then, Grishma.
Ma'am, I didn't understand. What you're not thinking about now?
No. Tell me one thing, any one thing that you are unconscious about right now. At the present moment, anything that you're unconscious about. You want time to think?
Yes.
Okay, Elvina.
About food.
Food. What kind of food?
Snacks.
Your evening snacks?
Yes,
Why are you unconscious about it?
because after this, that one,
That one?
like after this evening, um,
After evening? Tell me, complete the sentence.
like for even for evening we used to drink tea and snacks.
So?
So now it's evening.
So? So what? Okay, so you're unconscious about it. Fine. Elvina, sorry, Aishwarya.
Heart beating and the flow of blood.
Heart beating and flow of blood. Ashish.
Today's date.
Huh?
Today's date.
Today? Today's date.
Date.
Date. Okay. Meghna.
Headache.
Hmm?
Headache.
Headache. Are you having headache now?
I took the
You took the medicine. You had headache. Okay. So you have mild headache now?
notes. Almost all, I think.
You're relieved. Okay. Sneha.
Ma'am, I'm moving my legs every time.
Huh?
I move my legs.
You're
I
moving
shake
your
my
leg.
leg. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah. And Sana.
Blinking my eyes unconsciously.
Jingle bells.
Blinking the eye.
Blinking the eyes. Okay, okay. Rishma, did you get one? No.
Braces.
You're wearing braces.
Not now. Now I'm thinking about it when you asked. Most of the time when I'm eating, I don't think that I have braces, and when I'm biting into it, when I feel the pain, then I think I have braces.
Fine. Okay, let that be there. We'll start. Psychodynamic approach. So psychoanalysis and psychodynamic both are different. Psychodynamic, listen this carefully. Psychodynamic means all the theoretical concepts coming under Freud's theories. Okay, so psychodynamic approach means just turn the pages and see. It has levels of consciousness, it has structure of personality, it has ego defense mechanism, it has stages of personality development, and so and so. So all these theoretical concepts together is known as psychodynamic approach. Okay, now what is psychoanalysis? The treatment methods or the therapeutic methods that Freud has used, or Freud has mainly used in the treatments during his time. Those techniques are together known as psychoanalysis. Understood the difference? Psychodynamic and psychoanalysis. That's the difference. Psychodynamic approach means all the theoretical concepts that Freud has explained, Freud has proposed. Whereas psychoanalysis means analysis of the psyche, the treatment methods used for the analysis. It is not a statistical analysis, it is the psychoanalysis, the treatment methods. Got to know the difference? Yeah. So we'll read quickly. This is a highly popular approach to studying personality. because all these theories by Freud were kind of the foundation for rest of the theories to come up. Okay, and this view owes largely to the contributions of underline Sigmund Freud. He was a physician and developed this theory in the course of his clinical practice. Okay, and early in his career, he used hypnosis to treat people with physical and emotional problems. He noticed that many of his patients needed to talk about their problems, and having talked about them, they often felt better. Freud used free association, a method in which, underline that, free association, a method in which a person is asked to openly share all the thoughts, feelings, and ideas that come to her or his mind. Then he used dream analysis, means analysis of one's dreams. Don't ask me to analyze your dreams now, it's a developing field. Okay, dream analysis is a developing field. Then an analysis of errors, the errors that we make to understand the internal functioning of the mind. So free association, dream analysis, analysis of errors, all these comes under psychoanalysis actually. Okay, they are the treatment methods that were used. Free association, we can do one small demonstration now. Who would like to volunteer? Elvina, Elvina just vanished. Sneha, being new and being having that novelty, we'll choose you for free association. Talk to us anything that you like about anything that comes to your mind right now. Usually, free association is not done like this. There's a proper way. It's like a couch therapy. The patient or the client is made to lay comfortably on a couch or on a sliding chair, and then made calm. The rapport is established. All that is done, and then that person is allowed to freely associate to anything. That means tell anything that comes to his or her mind. Okay, this was one of the treatment methods that Sigmund Freud used. Okay, Sneha, come on, tell us anything that you like.
Nothing is there in my head.
Now that itself is a content for us.
Um, yeah, yeah. Me and my friend was planning to start writing some article,
Hmm.
so we could post it or start a site for it, which would help us in further universities. Um, and we have found the topics, and I was planning to share it with you people after I open the site and thing. And we need the viewers list though. So you people should read it more than 10 to 20 times every time you open the site. That would help me and my best friend. Um, then and we were planning to add Google Ad, which would promote us to the next level, and which would pay us too, and which would be helpful for the university. Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was thinking.
Fine. This is just a free demonstration. We did not give a cue. She told whatever came to her mind, and usually it's not a face-to-face interaction. I told you that the person is allowed to lay down anywhere. I mean, not anywhere, on the couch, and then the therapist might be on the back side without even facing the client. Okay, that's free association. And during Freud's time, what he observed was when the patients were allowed to freely associate like this, they got much better. Their problems, let it be emotional problems, let it be physical problems, they got much better after the free association method. Okay, so that was one among the psychoanalytic methods used for treatment by Sigmund Freud. Got it? Okay, now that was just an introduction. We move on to levels of consciousness. We'll finish just that topic today. Levels of consciousness. Just write down and draw one iceberg. Write down levels of consciousness and draw an iceberg. Okay. Ashish, I didn't ask you to go to the iceberg. Switch on the video. Where did you go? Huh. Okay. So, according to Freud's concept, there are 3 levels of consciousness. Okay. Which are the ones we discussed already?
Conscious, unconscious.
Conscious and unconscious. And I asked you one that is pre-conscious. So CPU, conscious, pre-conscious, unconscious. CPU, 3 are there. Conscious, pre-conscious, unconscious. According to the iceberg similarity, or we say iceberg analogy, the area of the iceberg that is visible above the sea level. If this is the sea level, I hope you can see. If this is the sea level, then the part of the iceberg above the sea level is the conscious level of consciousness. Okay. Now, the part of the iceberg that is inside the water, inside the sea, but still we can see that. It's partially visible. That level is known as pre-conscious. Now, the part of the iceberg which is not visible, that is called unconscious. Got it? Conscious, pre-conscious, unconscious. Conscious is the visible part above the sea level, visible part of the iceberg above the sea level. Pre-conscious is the partially visible part. Even if it is under the sea, we can see it. Then unconscious is the part which we cannot see. It's deep inside the sea. Probably in the seabed also. Okay. There is conscious, pre-conscious, and unconscious. Now, Meghna, just read fast.
Level of consciousness. Freud's theory considers the sources and consequences of emotion conflicts and the way people deal with this. In doing so, it visualizes the human mind in terms of 3 levels of consciousness. First level,
Underline as she reads.
which includes the thoughts, feelings, and actions of which people are aware. The second level is pre-conscious, which includes mental activity of which people may become aware only if they attend to it closely. The third level is unconscious, which includes mental activity that people are unaware of.
Okay, just a minute. Okay, so what is conscious? It includes the thoughts, feelings, and actions of which people are aware. Elvina told that she is talking to me. She is aware of it. Yeah. So that comes in the consciousness because she is alert now. She's in a conscious state now and she is knowing herself that she is talking to me. Okay, so that is in her consciousness. Just like the iceberg. We can see the iceberg in that present moment. That part of the iceberg. Now, you people told me so many examples of unconscious, isn't it? What all were they? The braces part I remember, the recent memory. Then about the headache, I remember. Amal told about the what is it? Snacks, tea. What was it? Specs. Yes, specs. Sneha, what did you tell about your leg? Yes. Aishwarya, about what was it about?
Heartbeat and flowing of blood.
Heartbeat. Yes. And Sana, what did you tell about?
Blinking the eye.
I remember jingle bells. And Ashish told about. I have it here. What did you tell about? See, I lost it from my sensory memory. I didn't rehearse it, no? So it did not go into my short term. What was it? Anybody
I
who remembers
think
that? Huh?
date.
Huh?
I also forgot.
What was it about? Hmm.
Time or date, something.
Date. Today's date.
And
Yes. The time was the cue. Cue rehearsal. Anyways, so all these things, now after reading all these, you tell me it comes under pre-conscious or unconscious. Just read what pre-conscious and unconscious and tell me whatever examples you told me that comes under pre-conscious or unconscious. Anyway, you guys weren't aware of it, so it's not conscious. Now tell me if it is pre-conscious or unconscious. Again, I'll take the poll. Whoever says it is unconscious, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you strongly believe. It's okay if it is wrong. Waiting for the other person to raise the hand, no? Elvira says it is unconscious. Okay. What about pre-conscious?
Oh, ma'am, I pre-conscious and
You mean pre-conscious? Okay,
pre-conscious.
those who stand for pre-conscious, raise your hand. Sneha doesn't tell anything. What is your opinion? Huh?
I don't have anything.
Confused. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Fine. So all of this comes under pre-conscious. Why?
we can memorize it.
I asked you, not because we can memorize it. I understood what you meant. It's like, what did I ask you? I told you to tell me one thing that you are unconscious about. If you're unconscious about it, then how will you become aware of it? How will you remember that? It's like asking a teacher comes to a class and asks the absentees to stand up. How will it be? I'm asking, or I come and ask you, tell me something that you forgot about just now. Will you be able to remember? If you are able to remember, then that's not something that you forgot. You still remember it. You get it? Yes? Okay. So you are aware of it. When you told me about it, then that means you are still aware of it. That's not your unconscious thing. But at the moment you are not, but when you thought about it, you could retrieve it from your memory, isn't it? So that is your pre-conscious. Okay. Now, Rishma, what did you eat in the morning? Oh, for memory.
Puttu.
Puttu. Okay. And did you think of that now before I asked?
No.
No. So that is from your pre-consciousness. Okay, you're able to retrieve it. That's the same like our iceberg. Just see the figure. See, pre-consciousness, even though it's underneath, you can see it. You can reach there, isn't it? This part, pre-consciousness. It is inside the sea, but still you can reach that part. You can see that part, what's happening there. But unconscious, can you? No, because it is unconscious. You are completely unaware of what is happening there. Even now, you're conscious about many things, but you don't know what is in your unconsciousness. Got it? That was his theory. That is the theoretical concept about levels of consciousness. Now we'll finish and I'll tell you another interesting thing. According to Freud, the unconscious is a reservoir of instinctive or animal drives. Underline instinctive or animal drives. It also stores all ideas and wishes that are concealed from conscious awareness, perhaps because they lead to psychological conflicts. Which means you all have certain ideas and wishes that are very strange. If it becomes conscious, then that's very conflict evoking in you. Understood? So your mind or your psyche, it's trying to repress that in the unconscious part itself. It's not, uh, otherwise, it's preventing those motives, desires, and ideas from becoming conscious. You have your own ego defense mechanisms for that. We have that coming up in the coming pages. We'll study that. Anyways, understand that according to Freud, according to psychodynamic approach, what he is trying to share with us is that we all do have some unconscious part of our mind, okay, or of our consciousness. That part is called unconscious. In that unconscious, there are animal type of desires, ideas, wishes that are repressed there. It's kept there and it's prevented from being conscious. So you cannot say that it's there in me because you are completely unaware of it. Got it? And psychoanalysis is a method through which we can pull this unconscious parts to the consciousness. Okay. Suppose if I am it's just an example. Don't write in the exams and keep. If I am very angry, if I'm showing very much anger to you today, then that can mean, that can, may or may not, okay, that can or cannot mean, or may or may not mean that I have um, some kind of very hostile feelings towards you all, or towards the children of your age, or to ladies and gentlemen of your age, because of my childhood experience or something, because of maybe because of some traumatic experience that I've had in my childhood. That might be unconscious in me. Maybe because of that, I am behaving like this to people of your age. Might be. Okay, so through psychoanalysis, through hypnosis, through free association or not, we can try to find out what those conflicts are, what those problems are, what those unconscious conflicts are inside me. Got it? Okay. And what else is there? Most of these arise from sexual desires. Underline that. One of the major disadvantage of Freud's theories is that it has an overemphasis or an over focus on sexual desires. I told you there are so many unconscious motives, unconscious desires, unconscious wishes in our minds, isn't it? Freud says most of them are sexual in nature. Got it? Yeah. That's one of the disadvantage and one of the major point in which many theorists disagree with Freud. Some people even say that he has gone nuts. Okay. Then what else? Yeah, sexual desires which cannot be expressed openly and therefore are repressed. Repressed means it's prevented from being conscious. It is the meaning of repression, repressed. Then people constantly struggle to find either some socially acceptable ways to express unconscious impulses or to keep those impulses away from being expressed. So either they try some ways to channelize those unconscious conflicts. They don't know what's inside them, but it is expressed in some or the other way. It will be channeled in some or the other way, even without them knowing it. Otherwise, they'll remain inside the unconscious part itself. Got it? Then, unsuccessful resolution of conflicts results in abnormal behavior. So, when you study the which one? Psychological disorders, you have to find the causes of behaviors, right? Causes of abnormal behavior. And we'll study behavioral approach, humanistic approach, that approach, this approach, and one among the approaches, psychodynamic approach. So if you don't get an explanation in any of those theories, you might have an explanation in psychodynamic theory. Suppose I told you about my imaginary aggressive behavior towards this age group, isn't it? So that might be because of my childhood experiences, because of my traumatic childhood experiences, might be. Otherwise, it might be any other reasons that are coming up in the other theories, behavioral, humanistic, all those approaches. Okay. So it might be one reason, unconscious problems in the childhood. So childhood experiences are very important in psychoanalysis. Note that. Then analysis of forgetting, mispronunciations, jokes, and dreams provides us with a means to approach the unconscious. Freud developed a therapeutic procedure called psychoanalysis. Underline, the basic goal of psychoanalytic therapy is to bring the repressed unconscious materials to consciousness, thereby helping people to live in a more self-aware and integrated manner. Underline that. What is the main goal or basic goal of psychoanalysis or psychoanalytical therapy? What is the main goal? Sana, please switch on the video. What is the main goal? What is the main goal of psychoanalytical therapy? To bring
To bring the repressed unconsciousness to consciousness.
unconscious motives or desires or ideas into consciousness and help the person to become more aware, self-aware, and then live in a very integrated manner. Okay. Now, have you ever had a slip of tongue? Slip of tongue phenomena? Have you heard about it? Slip of tongue. Can you give me an example? I saw many people nodding their heads, but no examples.
Some may pronounce former into farmer.
What did you pronounce?
Former,
Farmer into
farmer.
farmer. Okay. Then there are different types of slip of tongue. One famous one is, or something that Freud used in his analysis was called as Freudian slip. Freudian slip. And what that says is, I'll give you one example. Suppose I am missing my mom so much. I'm missing my mom so much, and I've been away, staying away from her for um 5 to 10 years. Imaginary. It's an example, okay? And I just met her last week. That's why I'm telling. And suppose if I'm a student in a school, and then I am there's a teacher who takes care of me very much. She loves me very much. She's looking after my things. She's showing concern to me, and then by mistake I call her mom. By mistake I call her mom. It's not knowingly, but unknowingly I call her mom. So that might be an indication that there is a conflict going inside my unconscious part. Maybe because I miss my mom, or maybe because I am very disappointed that my mom is not coming to see me, or maybe I'm very sad that I'm separated from my mom. Yeah, that's a small method through which we do this kind of analysis. Simple methods. Okay, so Freudian slip, then dream analysis. Some of the dreams that we see, people say that there is a relation to what is happening in our unconscious. Especially Freud says that there are if you see certain symbols, then that means you have these many desires. These desires desire towards this. You have a wish towards this, and all. But the major problem in this theory, or in the coming up concepts of Freud, is that it lacks scientific evidence. Okay, that's why I told you don't ask me to do the dream analysis now, because even though Freud has given us many symbols, suppose if you see a snake, then it means that. Suppose if you see a house, then it means this particular desire. There are so many information given by Freud. But the thing is, there is no correct scientific data to prove it. So it's not completely applicable in real life situation. Understood? That is one of the major disadvantages. One major disadvantage is overemphasis on the sexual desires and sexual motives of the unconscious part. Another one is it lacks scientific evidence or empirical data, the data which can be measured. Got it? And levels of consciousness, did you understand? Conscious, pre-conscious, and unconscious? Pretty clear, right? Conscious means something that we are aware of. Pre-conscious means readily it's not available, but if we think about it, if we regain it from our memory, it's easily accessible. So that comes under pre-conscious, but unconscious, it's always repressed. We are never aware of it. And through which method can we become aware of the unconscious? Through psychoanalysis. That's a treatment method. And psychoanalysis is a wider term. Inside psychoanalysis, we have the free association, dream analysis, analysis of Freudian slip, then so many, even more methods. Hypnosis also, a part of it comes under this. Okay? Yeah, we learn more about the theories and you'll understand more about Freud's theory. Tomorrow, or not tomorrow, tomorrow's Sunday. The next class we'll learn about structure of personality. And if we finish that, we'll go on to ego defense mechanism. So read that up and come. Okay, structure of personality, ego defense mechanism. Have you heard about id, ego, and superego? No. Ego, of course, you might have heard, isn't it? Where have you heard about ego? Is ego a villain or a hero in whatever you have heard?
A villain.
Yeah, but actually, ego is a hero. I would say. You'll get to know why if you read it. Okay? Ego is actually a poor guy or girl, whoever, struggling between id and superego. What to say? And people commonly said it's the ego, and finally ego is the villain. But ego is the person, or not the person. Ego is the one who is solving the conflicts between this and that, usually. Okay. So next time you hear somebody say it's an ego clash, it's his ego problem. Tell that it's not the ego, it's it or the super ego. Okay. Yeah, that we'll see in the next class. So prepare for the seminar, prepare for the test, read the textbook. You'll nod and go. And when you come on Monday, what? Why? When? Okay. Thank you then. Happy weekend. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.